We are a very comprehensive total solution, boutique style service for the veterans, which encompasses career assessment through student services and success with Dr. Keene and his team, the academic support, wellness support, employment coaching, leadership seminars, and employment opportunities. So we run the gamut.
So VITAL is a collaborative. It is a national VHA collaborative between the academic institutions that have decided or desired to partner with us and the VA Medical Center. And we really put it as our primary goal that we are working with each academic institution individually to decrease barriers. So whatever the institution or the folks involved see as being problematic for their veteran population, we'll meet you where you're at and figure out the best way to help implement changes.
Your soldiers and your other comrades in arms are your brothers and sisters, and they will do anything for you. So a lot of times transitioning back, it's very strange because folks that have never been in the military don't always have that same viewpoint. They don't understand that bond and that camaraderie. And combat is different for everybody, and you cannot think of combat as picking up your weapon and shooting like in the old Revolutionary War days. There's no front lines anymore. So everyone that goes and is deployed to an overseas area is technically in combat. You'll hear a lot of them say, well, I was never in combat. But if they ever got bombed, if they lived under the stress of being in that environment where you never know, then they are a combat soldier. And they're subject to PTSD, they're subject to all the traumatic incidents that happen to combat soldiers. 18.5% of your returning soldiers meet the criteria for PTSD and depression. Now, not all of them will come in and be diagnosed, and that's probably the biggest thing that you will see. Most of us don't want to admit to the fact that we have a problem. And my first deployment, my daughter was 16 when I got home, and she said, Mom, you have anger management issues. And my response was, step a little closer. Let me show you what anger management can do. I'll manage that anger. So be aware that most of them don't want to hear that they have a problem, but sometimes we also need that little kick that says, hey, you know, you're not really the same. Especially if you have a student that you had, he or she deploys, comes back, and you will always notice some change. But please remember that not only have this military folks changed, but you've changed too over the year, or however long they're gone. And so most people say, well, that service member has changed, but they don't take into consideration the changes that you've made in your life also.
There are different aspects to the direct clinical service beyond psychotherapy that we do, and some of that includes case management, which is not therapy, but rather keeping track of issues that clients are dealing with and connecting them with resources. We also are able to do groups and informal groups, formal groups, couples and family therapy. So as your program begins to grow at Union, there might be a noticed need or desire to have a group meeting with veterans. And this is certainly something that we're prepared to do.